And hello, 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 hello. What's going on, all of you out here who's going to be recognizing this and watching this and paying attention to this on whichever media platform that this is shared on, be it YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and all of those other different formalities. How are you out there? I know you have been waiting on this one, honey. Ever since this shit went live, baby, y'all been waiting on this one, and I know it, honey. I know it, I know it, I know it, I know it, I know it. But that's all right. I want you to get all your crumpets together, my darlings, because baby, darling, sugar plum, honey, love. It is that time, honey, because it's time to dish tea. And you're dishing tea with Big Meach on this edition of the Donut Factory Chronicles and Commentaries. Now, darlings, y'all know I'm at the Donut Factory, so I will be I'll be interrupted here and there from time to time because I got to get my work done. However, I am coming to you because I know you guys have been waiting to hear my particular take on what's going on in the world today. Particularly, there are a couple things that are on my mind today, and we're going to get right down into it, starting with the hot topic of Monique and Steve Harvey. Now, y'all know before, well, wait a minute, before I get into all this, let me set this up because I want you guys to go to my website. Make sure you guys go and like, subscribe, and share and all those kind of things with all of my stuff. Go to dishingtea.com for more information on how you can become a tea sipper, darling. Okay? So make sure you go there to the website. And also, find out more how you can order a copy of my second book, Revelations, Affirmations, and Confirmations, and also get an idea of my new fragrance line, Sensuality. It's all about the tea, baby. Yes, it is. You guys can order some samples. Go to the website and find out how to order samples so you know what it smells like and this, that, and the other. Okay? Again, like, subscribe, and share on all of the platforms that I have available. And we're going to go from there, okay? So, here is what the tea is, darling. Let's start off with Monique and Steve Harvey. Now, darlings, y'all know I have been sitting up here. If y'all caught the commentary before, when I said I was waiting on this show to air because I wanted to find out what was what. Okay. Wait a minute, hold on. Karen's, the link is already there, www.dishingtea.com. I just put it up in there. Scroll up a little bit. You'll find the link to the website. Now, y'all know, like I said, y'all been waiting for me to come and to do this. I have been waiting on this show to air because I knew that this time that what the public was saying, it was all out of context and carrying on as far as she talking about she gonna punch Steve in the mouth and they was fighting and this, that, and the other. I will say this here has been some of the most fascinating television since Iyanla Fixed My Life. Okay, as far as just off the cuff, raw talk, and they were decent with one another because they didn't get to cussing and carrying on because they had to remember that they were on the air. Okay? Because y'all know both of them cuss like sailors like I do, child, and shit. I was waiting on them to sling out a couple of words or whatever. And they probably did. It's probably on the editing room floor. On the cut floor, baby. But here, let's go here. Because I have seen a lot of comments and things of people saying their little just due. And again, see, I'm going to say this to the public. And see, the public, the court of public opinion, oftentimes and I'm going to include myself in that, we jump to conclusions, we see things from one side, and we end up basing a whole commentary or our own conclusions based on parts of a story. We don't have all of the facts. We don't have enough information to really ascertain the situation, okay? And most people, you know, for those of you who claim I'm Team Monique, I'm Team Monique, I'm Team Monique. Okay. Oftentimes, you know, all y'all heard was this money. Y'all sit up there, was she fighting for inequality and carrying on? And after listening to this, this is how I knew that most of us who are on, you know, who think logically, we knew that this was, to reel her in because she's in an emotional state. When Steve told her, yes, we've talked, and I told you off camera, and it was just the two of us or whatever, Miss Thing, I love your fight. You got the right fight, honey, but you're going about it the wrong way. And she got in her damn feelings and was like, well, what do you mean? What's the right way? What's the right way? And so what ends up happening is, as y'all heard within the commentary, their little interaction, is that, bitch, you ain't listening. Okay? You want to sit down here and do shit your way because you're trying to prove a point. I love the fact when he sat down there and told her, bitch, you sitting up here trying to prove a fucking point, but you talking about your family ain't being fed or whatever, but you could put an end to this shit if you sit up here and stop trying to drive home a point. It's a better way to do this. You could still have your fight, but know how to go about fighting the right way so you can still get your fucking paper. Now, when I say that the public is all in an uproar, I have seen some comments on somewhere somebody posted, you know, a clip of the video and things, and I'm reading and carrying on. Everybody calling Steve a sellout. Oh, Steve is a sellout, and he's been this and he's been that, and you know, did you hear what he said? That his integrity, you know, he ain't worried about his integrity as long as it's about that paper. And here's the thing. Y'all have to understand, and everybody does this, you know what the fight is. You know how to sit down there and close your mouth where you need to close your mouth and find a better way to do it so that you don't come off and shoot from the hip and end up cutting off your nose to spite your fucking face. And basically, just like he told her in the show, listen, I stand by you. Yes, I was wrong for not coming to you, for not sitting up there calling and carrying on. I got my own shit to deal with. And yet I could have made time. He apologized to her for that, and she accepted that apology. Now, wait a minute. Let me back up a little bit, because I do want to, let me preface this. Because I know I saw in the comments and carrying on, a lot of folks were sitting up there saying, because this is what I thought too. Oh, she came on the show to talk about her residency, but Steve drove the conversation to this other way. And I said, wait a minute, something's not right with that. And when you look at the episode, Monique is the one that drove the conversation that way, because she said, my brother, there's a conversation that we need to have. And I'm thankful that you're willing to have it in public and on the cameras. Okay? She started that. So for all of you motherfuckers out there who sit up there saying that Steve was the one and she wasn't on there for this, that, and the other, you lies. Because y'all ain't paying the motherfucking attention. And this is what I'm talking about. We as a public, we have got so staunch in wanting to believe half-truths, part of situations, and you hear what you want to hear, and then you spin it instead of looking at the facts and then letting the story tell itself. That girl sat down there when she said, you know, and she got him. Now, she did clock him, okay, and she should have, because when she sat down there and said, do you know how that hurt me when you said, oh, my sister doesn't get this and she done got too far out. She said, versus you giving a phone call before you went on the air and said that, then we could have had a conversation. And basically, she felt like she was blindsided. Now, let me say this, because as far as this particular situation is concerned, y'all know it seems as though I've been obsessed with this, because I really am a Monique fan. I love this woman. And, you know, I have had my own little personal hurts from that particular camp, because that damn Hicks camp, honey, can be a motherfucker. Okay? And they claim they do it in love, honey, but we all know shade when you hear it, okay? And I'm not going to hash all that up, but I have my own bouts with that. And it's nothing real major or whatever. It's just that, hell, it just hit me the wrong way, okay? And when I went public, with it and carrying on, we got the shutdown. And so I get tired of the shutdown. Just like her, she's sitting up there saying, okay, listen, I want a public apology. And that's basically all she's saying. I need a public apology because you guys have assassinated my character and this, that, and the other, and you guys wanted me to work for free and blah, 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 blah. And they need to have that particular conversation because in there's a disconnect somewhere. Okay? There's a disconnect and carrying on and also, here when Tyler was trying to give her the money, okay, we're going to give you the money. If that's what you want, we'll give you more money, blah, 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 blah. And for whatever that conversation is, they need to have that, okay? Now, Steve offered to, if I could hook this up and if I could set it up to where we can get this conversation going, and if we can get it to where it's done in a public forum and this, that, and the other, then let's make it happen. Are you willing to do it? Now, in the episode, whoever cut and edited that, they didn't play that part in the episode, but you hear that when he asked her, is she willing to do it? You hear that in the trailers and in the clips and stuff that they show to promote the show. Or during the original show, you did not see that because I wanted to get her answer on the air. Okay, because we don't have her answer on the air. All we see is, are you willing to do it? And then it cuts to them giving a hug at the end. And we don't have that good answer to say, yeah, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that's a disservice to the people because we done set up a fantasy. Okay, and it leaves us to wonder. And then if shit go awry, then we have wiggle room to say, see, she didn't do this, and see, she didn't say that on the air. So we have wiggle room there. And instead of them going on and editing that the right way to where we got her response to that versus her, because you saw her getting in her feelings and she was a little tight and carrying on. The whole thing about socking him in his mouth and carrying on, everybody ran with that. Oh, Monique said she was going to hit him in the mouth. And I knew that was not the way it was coming out to be. Okay, when you look at the episode, when he said, we sit up here arguing, she said, no, we're not arguing. We're having a conversation. We're brother and sister, and mom and them not home, and I'm about to put you in your mouth. And that there is how they talk to one another. And I knew that folks had got that misconstrued because when the story hit, it came from the audience members. The audience members sit up there, and all the sources were like, well, the audience member said she threatened him, and they was about to fight. And this and that. No, they wasn't about to fight because that whole show was about them having that particular conversation. It was set up for that. It wasn't set up to talk about her residency and carrying on. She came on the show to have an open conversation with her big brother. Okay? So let's get that clear. It was needed because I needed to see them. And, for a while, I've always thought that they were strained anyway because of some shit that had went down. I'm telling y'all. Oh, and I'm going to say this again. Years ago, they were touring together, and she had a set in her show where, she said, Jesus is my nigga. And y'all know how black folks get with their Jesus child. Okay? Church folks and Jesus, somehow or another, some folks claim that they didn't like the joke and this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. They felt she went too far and blah, 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 blah. And it became an issue. And I remember, I keep playing with my lip because I got this damn dry spot here that won't come off. There was a conversation that was had. Steve talked about it on the radio show. And then the next thing that we know, Monique was not on the rest of the leg of the tour. Okay? For whatever reasons, that either she dropped out, whatever that was, she was no longer there. And then come all of this. Then when she was on Family Feud, when they had, she was on there with the cast of Almost Christmas or whatever. To me, it just seemed like they were kind of estranged. They wasn't interacting the way that I know them to interact and carrying on. Something was different. And I've always felt that there was a beef there. Then come, when she added his name to the people she was mad with and this, that, and the other. So they needed to have that particular conversation. And that conversation there, I think, like I said, besides Iyanla Fixed My Life, that there was some real television. And we got down to some shit that I think was really, 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 really necessary and needed. Now, before I go further, let me go up in here. A lot of y'all have come up in here and let me acknowledge you and see what's going on. Karen is up in here. Hey, what's up, Meach? What's up with you, baby? Clyde Hopper. Hey, baby, what's going on, Mr. Director? Antonio is in here. Bruce, hey now. Keem is in here. Derek is in here. Marquise, darn. What book? Okay, now Karen, yeah, I posted the link. My book is called Revelations, Affirmations, and Confirmations. Go to the website. You can find out more about it. It's my second book, actually. I'm out of the first book. I got to go back into print with that. It's available, but you have to wait till I do the reprints. Okay? Elder's in here. Hey, Elder. Karen, you said, but you're articulate when you cuss, though. You think so? Okay. Michael's in here. Ross is in here. Hey, Ross. What you say? Hey, child. Okay. Karen, you said, I am team good people. Anthony is up in here. Hey, kitty girl. What's happening? Okay. Ruben has come up in here. Brianna is up in here. Girl. Yeah, we'll talk in a minute because I've been trying to call you. Michael is up in here. Karen, you said, I didn't know that shit went down between them two. Yeah. Okay, Ricardo is up in here. Keon is up in here. Hey, what's up, homie? What's up with you, baby? Karen, I was done with Steve Harvey's ass when he made a joke about the Flint water situation. Okay, you know what? Let me ask y'all something about these jokes that carried on. Because why are people too fucking sensitive about jokes? One of the things that I have always come to love and understand about comedy, I say this all the time. I don't care how heinous a situation is. If you can find some humor in it to laugh about it, it kills the poison. You're able to move forward and to move beyond the pain of it. Okay? Now, granted, let me put this proviso on it. There are times where sometimes jokes are too early. Sometimes it's too soon and things, and you know the nerve is still raw, and sometimes you may catch people in that particular space, okay? And not everything is going to go over like gangbusters and carrying on. Yes, it's a joke. Sometimes it comes across very shadily and things. Hey, now, it comes across that way, and folks are not ready to handle it or cannot handle it or don't want to handle it, and that's fine. But we have to really understand what the idea of jokes are. And you know when folks are being malicious because it has a malicious sting to it. Now, let's understand that about comedy. Because let's take when Monique was talking about Tyler and Oprah and them could suck her dick if she had one. That there, it was funny, but it was done in a malicious tone because you can hear she was mad and pissed about that. There was something there that had riled her. And she put it in her show as therapy, but we knew something was wrong, okay? Because she stand behind it when Steve got to talking about that on the show today. You know, she still stands behind it. Everything that she does, she said, I am unapologetic about all that. I stand behind that because as an artist and as a comedian, you cannot, you know, this is my gift. And so my platform is here. This is where I conduct and I use my therapy and this, that, and the other. You can't take my freedom from me that way. And I'm not going to let you. And I get that. At the same time, you know, I also get when folks are those who are a little sensitive to stuff, I get how, you know, don't use me as the butt of your joke or whatever, because this is a serious situation and I don't want this to be taken lightly. So I get where folks are coming from. But at the same time, we have all got to learn how not to be so sensitive to where now everybody is under attack. We are so super hypersensitive to where nobody can have a decent opinion without somebody getting upset and want to fight and want to this and want to that. Child, what's going on? Why have we become so pussy and you know, so damn timid to where we are oftentimes it seems as though we are afraid of our own shadows, and I just don't understand that. What can we do to do better with that? Okay, Michael is up in here, Keith is up in here, okay. Mitchell is up in here. Karen, you said, respond to your audience, Meach. I am, darling, I am. Okay. Tony is here. Hey, hello there, darling. Okay, yes. Justin, hi Justin, how you doing, baby? Okay, Damon is up in here. Aaron has come up in here. Karen, you said, but because we live in Detroit and that shit wasn't funny in Michigan when that rich Negro didn't donate money to the cause. Ugh, I'm just saying. Okay, now you know what? Now you may have a point there because I can understand that too. With folks who always got their mouth on something, but they are not being part of the solution. Like, it just seems as though everybody just running and talking and carrying on, So I get that. And Karen, you say, well, I love a scathing, witty, raw-ass joke. Now, how you gonna love a scathing, witty, raw-ass joke, but then get mad because you said something about the goddamn water? Now, that's a contradiction, honey. Okay? That's a contradiction. And then what it sounds like is he got too close to home, as long as it wasn't somebody else. That's what it sounds like. Okay? Who else that came up in here? Haji is up in here. Matthew is up in here. Silvano T. DeMarco. Darling, where have you been? Dishing tea, darling. Yes, we are. Right here with the Donut Factory Commentaries and Chronicles. Because I'm here at the Donut Factory, child. Okay, and making a few donuts and carrying on. Y'all gonna be hearing stuff come up in here and carrying on. Savannah, you said, what? Happy Heart Day, Valentine's Day. Well, happy Valentine's Day. Chocolates and hearts and cherubs and roses and tulips to all of you guys too, honey. Okay? It don't mean shit to me, child, because hell, even when I was in a relationship, child, it didn't mean nothing to me because hell, yeah, it didn't have all that. Karen, she said, well, it's the timing. Okay, I get all that, but at the same time, now that's what I said earlier. I understand sometimes it may be a little too soon, but hell, we've been talking about Flint now for the last 4 years or whatever. When y'all gonna get over it? Okay, these jokes now are coming up, and things of that nature. This is what comedians do. Comedians, honey, are the public medicine for the world, honey. They heal. They get us to look at things from a different perspective. Sometimes we may not like it all the time or whatever, but it gives us a perspective to open up our minds and to think. And I've always, if you can find humor, I don't care how heinous the situation is, if you can find humor in it, then it kills the poison. And we're able to move forward beyond it, okay? Anthony, you say, well, hey, kitty girl, hey, baby. How do you say, well, Savannah T. DeMarco needs a VIP section? Shut up, child. Okay. So that's where we are with all of this. Hold on, y'all. No, you good. Okay. Yeah. So, moving forward and things, I would love to see what comes from this. If Steve has the chutzpah to put this together, to get at least to get Tyler, Oprah, and Lee Daniels at the table. And I would go further and say bring in Cheryl Underwood, because here's something that Steve said that I'm going to comment on, because I don't think anybody else has. Everybody's sitting there talking about, well, Monique is trying to do this, Monique is trying to do that. Steve said something to her on open air. She said, your husband cannot come out here flexing like he do at home, because this ain't about a black thing, this ain't a white thing, this is the money game. He can't come out here flexing like that all the damn time. And that there has been the problem. This man that she calls her daddy, her husband, and I get it, because you want to be there. He in his wife's corner. He want to make sure everything is everything. He want to make sure she gets what she deserves, and things of that nature. But sometimes, because you know what, we've been asking about his credentials. Now, y'all may say that may be irrelevant and carrying on, but here it is. When you talk about negotiations and carrying on, what are you bringing to the table? What else have you done to sit up there and to say you can warrant negotiating these kind of deals or whatever? Now, you can't get experience until you do it. I got that wholeheartedly, okay? So maybe he's not in the big leagues or whatever. But from the general consensus that has been reported in the news to why she has become labeled difficult to work with, or they have been labeled difficult to work with. And I'm saying they because he is the business manager. He's handling the business. My beef is not with Monique per se. My personal issue is with her goddamn husband. Okay? And carrying on. So, in all of that, what is it that he's doing? You know, when we questioned, I asked him that once. I was like, okay, who are you? You know, to sit down here and to say this, that you coming from my credentials, bitch, I'm coming for yours. Okay, because as far as I'm concerned, we in the same boat. So, it brings that into question. And every time someone has said something about it, Monique get very defensive. But bitch, you the one who sit there and made him your man and your manager about all this, that, and the other. You know, you were the one who sit up there and said this. So now don't get upset because we got difficult questions, you know, that you may not want to answer. Okay? And carrying on, other than, hell, that's my manager and I said it and that's what it is. So that's what, you know, and Steve said he can't be coming out here flexing in the way that he flexed. There's a different way to do this. Okay? And she keeps saying, well, what's the different way? What's the different way? And then, you know, everybody went, well, he's trying to out-talk her. He's shutting her down. He's shutting her down. And carrying on. Meach, Carrie, you say, well, Meach, these are rich people's problems. Now, you know what? That's the same thing Steve said on the show. He said that to her. He said, you know, when you were talking about this Netflix shit and carrying on and the money and this, that, and another, he said, I heard it like everybody else heard. This is rich people shit. They don't know nothing about this kind of money. They don't know about contracts. They don't know about this. They don't know about that. But here's the thing, Karen. We can say this is rich people problems because we look at the amount of money. But look at your job and carrying on. When you sit up there fighting for your raise, when you sit up there saying, okay, well, you got to change jobs because this one ain't paying enough money. Look at the cost of living. The cost of living is going up all the damn time, but the check ain't. So when you got to sit down there and find out how to make ends meet, and then how your resume is going to look, because now you're trying to get into a higher tax bracket so that you don't have to work 2 and 3 jobs. The fight is the same. It's just that because we see this as rich people shit, because we talking about the amount of money and this, that, and the other, it becomes a whole different thing. And all of us are looking at it from that particular perspective. But I said that too in my commentary to Monique about the whole Netflix deal, because it's like, bitch, you said we're talking about $5,000 and want folks to boycott Netflix, but you ain't gave no solution, because what the hell folks supposed to do in the meantime? Because a lot of folks have gone to streaming because it's cheaper. I can pay $14.95 a month and get everything I need versus sitting up there doing the cable thing that's costing $200 a motherfucking month. See? I could get hotspot on my phone, and basically a total of your phone bill is $70 for those of you who on T-Mobile and got the full plan, plus the $15 a month for your Netflix. That's $85. So I'm still in the black on this, because hell, cable is $200 a month. Okay, so no one has stood up there and said how this was going to go. Steve said that to her on the show today. He said, you called for this boycott or whatever. He said, okay, I was cool with that. But you never said what the fuck to do about it. We never put in the plan how you wanted to do it. Did you want folks to boycott? Did you want folks to march? Did you want folks to stop doing their subscriptions? There was no solid plan in place. I was in total agreement with that, because I was like, bitch, what's going to be the interim? What's going to be the do-I-diddy? Hold on. Not the spirulina. All right.
It's terrible, but I'm trying.
I know.
And it comes out like this blue-green water.
Okay.
But I've been told it's healthy, so I'm working on it.
Listen, I got a combination at home, and it's bitter as hell. It's green. It's all a whole bunch of like psyllium husk and all that kind of stuff. It's hateful. It's absolutely hateful.
Psyllium husk. I heard that's really good for like. They told actually that fat binds
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Competition. So I'm actually trying to.
Oh, you getting ready for
the last 2 weeks? First 4.5, nothing happened.
Okay.
For the last 2, we started
yeah.
going. So it was like,
okay.
It took longer this time, but.
All right. All right.
You got all the keys?
Yeah, I got them. I have them all. Yeah. All the keys are in. Okay. Let's see. Let me go here. I'm going to go into the comments because y'all are talking and I love it. Okay, Karen, you say his ass is rich. Talking about Steve, you stupid. Okay. Kevin Ford is up in here. Hell yeah, says Karen. How did you say what? Monique's husband keep people from taking advantage of Monique because they will timeshare her into their ideas and try to charge or harass her. You know what? Okay, I'm going to give you that to a point. Okay? But still, the art of negotiation still has to be some kind of something. Okay? We have to sit down there. Number one, like I've been saying about the whole Netflix deal, when they came out later, because when they first started all that shit, you know, they were like boycott for gender bias or color bias. And I was like, bitch, wait a minute, that's not making sense. Because you're saying gender bias, but yet Amy Schumer just got a damn contract. So it can't be gender bias because Amy Schumer is a woman like you. You can't say color bias because, hell, you sit up there and said that Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock got the $20 million. So they're doing it for black folks. If you wanted to say because they don't do well for black women, you should have said black women. Damn this gender bias and color bias because that was a lie. That wasn't completely true. Then she said up there, they came out later after they disclosed the contract. And they said that in the contract, that once she... Damn. Go ahead. I told y'all.
Okay, 27. Walk down against floors 19 to 2. 2 menus collected. First room 817. Second room is 307.
Copy that. Okay. See, I was on the roll. When they came out with the contract and the contract was like, okay, we're paying you $500,000, but she said and she showed it that she was going to be on lockdown for 2 years. She couldn't use the material that she was going to have on the show for 2 years, okay, and she couldn't tour nothing for them. You know, she was locked in there for 2 years. So here is the thing. $500,000 is no money for a 2-year contract like that. Okay, shit. Particularly when she can sit down there and make $3 to $4 million a year by her damn self. Her bookings and carrying on, she's doing that on her own. So here was where the negotiation came in at. It had nothing to do with them calling out Amy Schumer's money or Chris Rock's money or Dave Chappelle money. Bitch, if you locking me down for 2 years, this ain't no money because I do $4 million on my own. So if you talking about locking me down for 2 years, then bitch, the negotiations start at 8 because you want me for 2 years. So boom, that 2 years is secured. Now you talking about the content. You want me to create content, brand new content of this, that, and the other. So now let's talk about the value of the content. That's what all that should have been. Not so much as this shit of, oh, well, how come she get off of this and I don't get off of that? Bitch, no. Your power is here. Now, like I said, had they come out with the contract early, you know, and here's the thing, because, you know, she didn't want to tell her business and carry on because it ain't our business like that. You know, I get it. But then you trying to prove a point, and had you led with that and said, when the naysayers got to say, bitch, you crazy, and said, listen, this wasn't a lot of money because of what this is, you know, then, you know, it would have given her a solid foot to stand on. But this is the whole thing. So now that you're putting your business out there, girl, now it's all about trying to fight in a way that's going to keep you in the light of good. Not so much as having to protect your reputation. We got to see you in the light of good, because now what has happened, she has started sounding like the angry bitch. Everything that came out of her mouth, she just spewing shit. None of her naysayers and stuff, you know, she talking about Oprah and them, none of them have come to her rescue, or then anybody say anything contrary out in public. Nobody said it. That's her doing all the dirt. She done released the tape that Tyler done said and did this and that. So now that's got her looking like the fucking fool, instead of saying, you know what, hold on, let's take this and make this, you know, a personal issue, and let's sit down and do this. You see what I'm saying? So that's where all this come into play. So this conversation today was very much so needed between the two of them. Let me go back to the comments, because I'm seeing folks that came up in here and okay. Let's see. Karen, you said my ass would be on the whole stroke. You so goddamn stupid. Yeah, don't complain if you don't have the viable solution to said problems. I'm just saying. Anthony, you say Sydney is a mess and fucking up Monique's money. Well, you know what? According to her sister, remember now, Sydney and Mo will go on their radio show. You know, they do their little radio show and carrying on a podcast. And hell, that's the same thing Monique's sister said in the letter that Monique read on the air about something that her sister said. And her sister said the very same thing. So I don't know what that is. I don't know, you know, and carrying on. But the perception is, which is what Steve said today, is we got two different wars going on. We got what's really going on, and then we got the perception of what's going on. He says, so girl, you can sit down and get what the perception is. That's what you can control. You can control that. You know, and yeah, so I thought it was a very good conversation. Karen, you say they shouldn't beef in public though. Real talk. I totally agree. You know, messy as fuck. Got you. David done came up in here. Hey David, how you doing? Happy Valentine's Day to you too. Terrell is up in here. Hey baby, ha. Okay, how did you say media were dishonest about Monique's issue? They combined the Lee Daniels fight with Netflix. When she argued about one, she had to defend the other just to entertain the general public. Ay. Not necessarily sure if I agree with that. That got some teeth, though. That has some cute teeth. But I'm not necessarily sure if I agree with that, because I don't think that was the media on that. That was her. See, because the whole thing started about her being difficult, and the whole thing about being blacklisted. So the whole thing with her getting the Netflix deal was her coming out of being blacklisted. So it's kind of it's correlated. But I don't know. Okay, let me fester on that, because that got some teeth. That does have some teeth. So yeah, okay. Terrell, you said, hey, I Meach. What's going on, Terrell, baby? We need to talk. Okay. Karen, you said, well, Monique is funny as fuck, more so than Steve Harvey. She needs to shut up. Do buku dates and stack her motherfucking paper. Well, you know, where she has, you know, that's what she's been doing. And this, that, and the other. Because she's back on the road and things and blah blah blah. She hasn't been making any movies and things. But then too, she and Sydney, you know, they have their own production company. Now see, this is where I got upset, because she sat up there. Y'all heard me in the last commentary when she sat up there talking about Whoopi Goldberg don't executively produce nothing. I said, bitch, you don't know your facts, because you don't know One Whole Productions or Whoop Inc. So Whoopi may not have film, but she does television and stage shit. Whoopi Goldberg executively produced Sister Act on Broadway. That was Whoopi. So, you know, for those of you who was into strong medicine, remember that television show that was on, what station was that on? It's not Lifetime, whatever. Strong Medicine, that's Whoopi Goldberg. She was executive producer on that. And there's a number of things that she did. The Moms Mabley documentary, you know, she's executive producer on that. And so, having said all that, you know, they have a production company to where she could sit down there and do her own content. But now you sit up there and talk about Lionsgate, who is a distributor. Bitch, you done sit up there and muddied the pool, because if Lionsgate won't do it, especially when they got a contract with Tyler Perry. Now, y'all know Tyler went independent and carried on, and the kind of his particular content, you know, not everybody picks up his content, so Lionsgate did. So we see Lionsgate is the one of the pathways to get some, you know, unorthodox content, you know, aka black or colored content, you know, through. But you up against Lionsgate, girl. So now that they marked you as somebody who may be difficult to work with. So if you're difficult, then nobody's going to sit down there and pick up your shit so you can get a distributor so that you can make your coin. So now it's like, how do we bridge the gap? You know, and she said, talking about integrity, and I get that wholeheartedly. Let me stand on my own, because I don't want you to bully me into this. I have opinions, I have thoughts, and this, that, and the other. But now, and Steve was like, okay, I got you. Okay, I got you wholeheartedly. But let's find another way to keep your integrity and your dignity intact so you're not looking like you step and fetch it, you know, and sit up there cow biting and carrying on, trying to sit there and go out for the green or whatever. Let's keep your dignity, but let's also learn how to fight differently. Because the way you doing it, bitch, it got you on the outs. It's you the one that's got the egg and shit on your face and hollering about I can't feed my family because everybody else is like, well, fuck this shit. You know? So let's see. Let's go on. Billie Jean done came up in here. Karen, she said, what's up with Wendy Williams, though? LOL. You know, fuck that. Bye, boy. Talking about some damn Wendy Williams. Okay. Wendy is doing her damn thing and carrying on. I don't have all the 411 on that outside of, you know, her. I really believe she needs to get a divorce from this man because this is not the first time that they done sat down here dealing with infidelity issues and carrying on. She talked about it in her book years ago, and now they're saying the girl is pregnant. So you finna go to bring in a baby into something, okay? Now y'all talking about somebody living off of somebody's money, honey, and now the appearance is all that in this particular relationship because we don't know nothing about Mr. Hunter, okay? So in all of that, you know, Kevin Hunter and little Kevin, we don't know none of that. So the appearance is shit. Wendy is the coin, and Kevin is the enforcement or whatever. And now he's sitting around here fucking around and got her as a hot topic that she don't want to talk about. Hold on for a minute, y'all. This is a wild. Who is this? Thank you for calling the Georgia and Terrace Hotel. Security Officer Taylor, how may I be of assistance to you? All right, be out there in just a second. Thank you. All right, y'all, come with me. I got to go open up the damn gate for the trash people. They're trying to do this. So, yeah. Let me go to the comments. What we talking about? Terrell, you say, show is crazy business. Being relevant wins and trumps all. This is a white man's world. All right. Karen, you say, well, say it, Terrell. Okay. Monique needs to do a play and everything else. I agree. Okay. But she would, you know what? Here's the thing. Because right after all of that, she was doing the play. Right after she called that Netflix boycott or whatever, she did do a play. And I don't know what the numbers were or whatever because, shit, we don't know what happened. You know? She, especially down here in hold on, y'all. That which is something that needs to be hashed out, okay? That all that has to be hashed out, okay? Then let me. Oh shit! What is going on with this thing? Come on, I'm trying to get the comments and things, and it's not doing right. Come on. Come on, give it to me. Anywho, how do you say why everybody's saying she needs to do a play? When plays make no money and waste people time. You don't believe me, try giving away a ticket. How do you so fucking cynical at times? You know that? How come nobody can sit down there? The whole idea, darling, is to sit down there and to create content. That's what it is. Create the fucking content. If we're creating our own avenues and carrying on, plays do it. You know, hell, I told you she and Sydney doing their own podcast and carrying on. It's all about making sure you create the content, and then depending on who it is. Now, you know, some of the are known for doing plays and carrying on. You know, hell, we don't know what those bridges are. That nature, as far as her getting in, because I forgot what it is that well, I forgot the name. Feature this now. Okay. Come on. Damn. Okay, see, going. Wait. Okay, y'all still with me because this damn thing keep freezing and shit. I mean, I'm having to cut this short. And because this damn thing here is acting a fucking fool. Okay, are we back? Damn. I don't want to have to cut and. Oh shit. I got to start over, y'all, because this damn thing keep acting up. Come on. Keep fucking with me, and I don't want to. Damn.